Hello there, this is Owen Richards doing his journal, and this is the date is the 2nd of May. So this is going to be a different journal entry because I found some notes that I took from the start of the summer to solos and duets. I completely forgot about this, so this is why I haven't done this sooner, but I think I should do this now because it's kind of spiked my memory of everything. And so when I uploaded my first journal entry, before then obviously I've done a lot more. Like I've been planning this for ages. It's for months and months and months. Like I said, since I found out about since I done Ben Hur at Westacre Theatre, in the summer holidays, and I want to talk. I want to go through all these notes because obviously this performance really means a lot to me, and like I said, I've been planning this for ages. So I'm still hoping we can perform them. My cast is still really hoping to. Obviously, at the moment, I'm building props and that set, so fingers crossed it's still gonna happen. But alright, so we're gonna get into it. So basically, these notes were the planning and the development because even I had Ben Hur planned in the back of my mind. It was I don't know if I should do it. Is it gonna be too difficult? Am I gonna have enough people? And so on. So we're going to start from the summer holidays. So I'm going to talk about. Also, I don't have the exact date, so I'm going to have to give you a time period. Cause I only wrote notes, so I'm only guessing when I wrote these and from what I can remember. So I do apologise about that. But so in the summer holidays, obviously you said I was the stage manager. I even played a small part of. I played General Lou Wallace in the production of Ben Hur, the comedy version at Westacre Theatre. It was 2.5 hours long. The original is 3 hours, and it was amazing. It was seven shows. It got lots of ratings. It was in newspaper, Kingsland newspaper. It was well loved by the community. It was amazing. I found it absolutely a joy to do. It was one of my favorite productions to be in at that theatre. So after knowing all this information, I knew I had to think of something for my final show. This was at that time in the back of my mind, but I wasn't too sure. The reasons for that was I didn't know if I could do it because the original version is in a round. It's not a round, sorry. It's a circle stage, but you can turn it. So there's one person, it's like a lever, and you just like turn it around, and there's like a wall in the middle of the circle. So it's like two stages which you can just move around. And that's why I felt like I couldn't do that at the college because I didn't know if that could be made. Because when they made this, it took them like 3 days to make and quite a bit of money to make. So I knew that might not, with the budget and knowing we only have one technician, that might not be the best of things to do. So that it was there at the time. It was back in my mind. That could be a backup. It could be something that'd be good. Then moving to meeting everyone. So this is when we went to do the rehearsals for not rehearsals, yeah, rehearsals actually for the auditions of the characters in the Christmas show. This is when I started to kind of pick up on characteristics of people, what they're good at. For example, I knew I wanted to do either a comedy or a horror at this point. The reason I wanted to do a horror is I knew it hasn't really been done at Westacre Theatre, not Westacre College, sorry, where bless me, sorry about that. So yeah, I knew horror hasn't really been done at college before, so I was like, this could be a good challenge. It could be a good way to make, I guess, mark my name at the college as the person who did the horror that either horribly failed or went amazing. So so those two I wanted to do. Obviously, comedies because I know I'm strong at comedy. If with my acting, I was pretty confident I could get distinction with my acting with a comedy. So that's why I was thinking comedy as well. So going back to the auditions, this is when I started to see characteristics of people. So for example, Tom, I knew from that very point if I was going to do a comedy or horror, he's the one I wanted for my definite person because obviously he played Mrs. Beaver. He was absolutely hilarious when we were doing auditions for it. Even for when we did the Christmas show, he was hilarious. Even outside when we do sketches and that, amazing at horror and the horror comedy, amazing. But then obviously as I mentioned horror, he can be really good at horror because his facial expressions can be quite creepy, and I know he's quite good at horror as well. So I knew he's definitely someone I want to put in my group for whatever I do. And obviously, you might say, but I might do a piece that doesn't seem like Tom would suit a role, but obviously I didn't know what I was exactly doing at that point, so Tom at that point was a definite. And then moving on, I was looking at other people. So the other person I thought might, if I was going to do a horror, might be Lucy. She might be good because I was, this is at the point I didn't really speak a lot to her, but she wanted to do horror. She liked horrors quite a bit, and she says that's her like kind of main acting she liked at that time. So I thought, okay, Lucy could be one to put in the books if it was horror. So that's another person. Alright, so we're going to skip forward now to... sorry, I was checking my notes. To the Christmas show. So at the Christmas show, this is when I started to talk to Paul. This is just before Christmas show. This is when I started to talk to Paul about what to do. And this is when I had two ideas. Either The Lady in Black, which obviously is a famous horror, but the only reason I felt like I didn't want to do it because I knew it was very overdone. Like everyone knew what it was, and I felt I wanted to do something new. I wanted to do something either my own or something as a play. It's good, but not a lot of people might have watched it. So I wanted to do something that was new, something that's fresh, not something that was already done 1,000 times. Obviously, Lady in Black has. So I was talking to Paul about it, and I also came up to the idea of him was a failed horror. So, for example, and I got this idea from Ben-Hur, but just turning it into a horror instead of a just full out comedy, which is going to be, my idea was going to be that these actors are playing, my team, my cast will be playing actors who are trying to put in a horror, but this horror goes wrong and it's actually a comedy. So it's an attempted horror, but everything goes wrong to the point where it's really funny. So obviously in Ben-Hur, this is kind of the same, the comedy version of Ben-Hur, where the cast are playing actors who are trying to put on a serious dramatic play of Ben-Hur, but everything goes wrong, making it a comedy. So I was going to do that type of thing, but put my own spin on it. So I had thinking about this, I think this could be amazing. I had so many ideas, so many bits of comedy I could add. But after the Christmas show, I went back to Westlake Theatre to do to rehearse rehearse and also play in a part there. The part was, I'm going to restart that, sorry, I'm mumbling. So Westlake Theatre at this time, at the Christmas show of college and that, we were putting a production on called This Is Where We Came In, and I played the main character in that. It was my first main character at Westlake Theatre, and this is my opportunity to talk to other actors. So the actors who work there, they've done many performances before, they've done lots of work. The same with the director who's done lots of work before as well, so I thought this could be a good opportunity to ask for their opinion, what they think. Because I think obviously asking an opinion from someone, so obviously a teacher who's also done acting roles, is obviously a strong opinion as well. So that's why I asked Paul, because I knew if I made a decision by myself, I could even make a wrong decision, or I could be making, maybe not the best decision. So I wanted to make sure I had many views on what other people think. So I asked then also my director at Westlake Theatre at the time, and also my cast there, what they think. What do you think I should be strong at? What do you think? And when talking to the director, he mentioned a valid key about Ben-Hur. He said the main part, Judah, he said he thinks I can do that part really well, but he knows that obviously, because as I'm also the stage manager, I make the props and that at Westlake. He said that you'd be amazing as a part of Judah, because the character of Judah, he believes he made all the sets, he made all the props, and he thinks that if you were to do the production, I should then also make all the props and set, so it kind of feels like the character has done it, if you get what I mean. It's like also the character Judah, which is my character I'm now playing, but back then, obviously, the thought of me playing it, it could be like I could then also make all the set and props, and he's saying then I could obviously learn a bit more about props and set making away from Westlake Theatre. And that started putting in my head, this could be good for learning a new skill, because even I have been doing props and set at Westlake Theatre, it's been more instructing others, and now like saying, okay, we need to do this. Like, it was more researching into time periods of set and everything, and then getting other people to do it and only helping out, and then also just designing like where this is going to go, where this pot's going to go on stage. It was mainly that, not really making them as such. So this could be a new skill I could learn. So that put that in my mind of like, this could be really good actually. I could as well as act in stage, I can make everything, and it'll also save my technician time. But then it goes back to the revolving stage. So I talked to my director about that, and he said, you don't need one. He said, in the original comedy of Ben-Hur, there wasn't one. We only had it for the West Acre performance. So by that point, I was sold about doing Ben-Hur, because that was a performance I loved and I absolutely adored. So I knew I wanted to do it at this point. So then that's when I started really researching into Ben-Hur. That's when I started doing my research, looking at information, and then also started and looking into what cast I wanted. So I knew, obviously, from watching it firsthand, what type of characters they are, the characters are in Ben-Hur, giving me an advantage knowing that, seeing it firsthand how other actors play those characters, and then even I got a video of it, asking the actors and the director how they played the characters and how the director wanted those characters to be. I had this advantage of knowing so much about the characters already before the show even is in sight of being made, type thing. So I knew that I needed someone who's cocky, good looking in a way, because that's supposed to be the role, and also an excellent actor and could do many voices and so on, and could play, looks like a villain. Obviously, the main person for that role would have been Ilya. He's all three of those, and I feel like he could play a good Messala. He looks like a Messala, so that's one in my mind already that I wanted. The next person, obviously, is still going to be Tom. The character of Omar is the goofy, silly one. He's the one that's just, he's there, he loves life, he just wants everything to be fun and amazing, which is Tom. He and also Omar plays for the laugh. He wants to feel appreciated. So Tom again, instantly Tom, that is Tom's character. Then the last one, Crystal, I originally wanted Lucy. This is because I feel like her character is suited it a lot to the way she talks, the way she acts, because the character Crystal, she doesn't want to be in this production. She doesn't want to be there. I felt like Lucy could play that role quite well, not to sound offensive or anything. But obviously when it came to picking our cast members, so there was quite a few directors. So it was me as a director, Cameron, Robert, Erica, Maddie, Natasha, and Holly. Holly obviously left later on, so we got a bit more cast members. So we had quite a few of us directing, so this is where it came to the problem of, are we all going to get the people we want? Luckily, I think it was Erica, Robert, Natasha, and Cameron only wanted one person. At that time, that was perfect, because that means there's a good chance of me getting my cast. I did get my cast. I got Tom and Ilya straight away, but as Cameron wanted only one person, he got who he needed, and that was Lucy, so I couldn't have Lucy. So that was a bit of a shame. But then that led into an opportunity. So even that was a fallback to my plans, it was also an opportunity because I found someone who I actually think is better for the role, which is India, who's on musical theatre. India is obviously lively, she can dance. Obviously, in the play, Crystal's character dances. So, and also she's an amazing actor, she can do different accents. She's all-round perfect actor, so perfect for the role. So I asked Paul and the rest of the directors if I could have India, even if she's on musical theatre. And luckily I got her. So really I got a perfect cast. And the opportunity for India was she wanted to join acting next year. So that was her opportunity to kind of, I guess, get into acting and what, because obviously in musical theatre I don't think they do as much acting. They do more dance and singing than they do acting. So I think this is a good opportunity for her to see what it was like to just do all day of acting. So I think that was good for her to have her in my group as well. So yeah, I was very pleased with my cast, and this is at the point where I knew what to do. I knew how to, I guess, help my cast, because this is when it came to a difficult decision. we're all good friends. Everyone else got cast members who are friends, but not as good friends as we were. Tom's one of my closest friends. I just forgot something. There's also a fifth person. I do apologise. I'm going to quickly talk about this. In the play, there's only 4 characters, but no one wanted Isaac because his lateness. So he always comes in late, and that, and he's always late to class. He doesn't. He's not very persistent. But after talking to him, he said that he really wants to change and show people and show Paul that he's committed to doing this, doing acting. So I chose him to be in my piece. Obviously, that means I have to add a 5th character, which, as you know from my other journals, went quite well. So I'm not going to go into that too much. But yeah, so I got Isaac in my performance as well. So after knowing who I got, this is where it came to the difficult bit. Like I said, we're all very good friends. So, sorry, excuse me. I do apologise. So, all good friends, but it was finding ways to keep us all under control. Even myself, because I know I can get distracted. So that's when it came into the part of how am I going to keep my cast all under control and what am I going to do. I'm not going to talk about that much because obviously in my, I think, 3rd journal I talked about that and how it all went well. And obviously my methods of keeping my cast and even myself under control, so I'm not really going to talk about that. But yeah, so that was really my main notes from the start of summer to now and how really Ben-Hur came into mind of why I wanted to do it. And I'm glad of doing it now. I am absolutely happy that I'm going to be doing Ben-Hur. It's so fun and I think it's such a good way to end with. And so yeah, that was everything for my journal from summer to the starting of the production of Ben-Hur. So thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.